Okay, we got this. Come on, 1-on-1 week, not too much to ask for. We can do this. Sniper's the best player in the game. Oh my god. 17, try 28 and counting. The dude is cracked. Bro, this is not the same quid as last year. Who is this guy? No, there is no way. There is no way. How are we still in this? How are we still? Just when I thought I was out, they pulled me right back in. Bring on FlyQuest, baby. Come on. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Rendezvous, where apparently the points are made up in game and the score doesn't matter because the winner at the end of the day is gonna be us. But no, it was one of the best weekends for 100 Thieves League of Legends that I can remember in a long time. The first time that I've really kind of felt this feeling of, oh my god, we might actually be able to contend or be like one of those top tier teams potentially, since the day that we actually beat Team Liquid back in 2021 Summer Split when it was the FBI Rel Vayne game. That was the first time that was like, okay, we might be able to contend with the top teams in the league. And I'm honestly getting that similar feeling here, starting with our game against Team Liquid. I had a lot of people ask me, why is this a rivalry game? Especially those that might not have been around since 2018, whenever Team Liquid absolutely demolished us in finals in Miami. But even then, I was an Optic fan, so I'm not going to sit here and claim that, yeah, the bad blood from that particular moment is what makes this a rivalry for me. For me, it is the fact that these orgs are so similar. They're the only two kind of hype beast orgs in a way. TL has Naruto, we have Pokemon. TL has Star Wars, we had Dragon Ball Z. It was always about like the content and then the apparel that kind of came with it, and just these teams seeming cool more than anything else that kind of drove fandom for both. Team Liquid obviously got the better of our rivalry for the first 2 years. I mean, they just straight up booty blasted 100 Thieves into oblivion. But on the org front, it always felt like they were the two orgs that were kind of always rising. And the thing that annoys me is, like, even though we were on the same trajectory for multiple years, TL still seems like they have unlimited funds, whereas 100 Thieves just kind of doesn't have that anymore. It's not that there's players that hate each other or that Nadeshot has beef with Steve. It's just whenever you have two things that are ultimately very similar, there's this internal competition to be better than the other person at exactly what you both are doing. If you're not a fan of either org, that might not make sense to you, and that's fine. But if you're a fan of TL or 100 Thieves, you've probably felt this over the last 2 years. Maybe I'm alone in that, but I'm telling you, TL versus 100 Thieves has been like the modern rivalry for the LCS, especially in a world where TSM, CLG, and are gone, and C9 has no real rival other than themselves and their Reddit fan base. But this game kicks off with an absolute bang. Sniper solo killing Impact again, putting him in the dirt, and Quid playing a amazing Talia game alongside Rivers Vi, a duo that quite frankly is just almost OP, and I'd be curious to see if we ever get that combo ever again. But we smashed early game against Team Liquid. We were up substantially, and then we threw it. Look, we are the bloodiest team in the league. We are also the youngest team in the league. That comes with the territory of, yes, we are going to check some people and their hands, get early leads, and then chuck that in the mid game. The important part is that you find a way to bring it back. When you're looking at the draft of this game, the 5th pick, Tarek, should have screwed our comp entirely. In my eyes, TL was in a position where they should have won at various different points, because at some point you just stay together grouped as 5, you block our dive, and then all of a sudden you win. And that's exactly what happened, which allowed TL to turn this game around in their favor. Some clutch Tarek ults absolutely screwed us and got us wiped off the face of the map. But as is evident by the fact that we are young and very much still learning this game, we adapted, we adjusted, and we were able to overcome that in the long run. We were able to make the transition in the late game, find the fights that we needed to fight in the way that we have to fight them to get around Tarek, and all of a sudden things improved and we were able to clutch it out in the very end. And it's a level of resiliency that we have not seen from any 100 Thieves iteration in the past. You think back to our 2021 run, it was very much like closer absolutely taking over early games. We would have occasional games where we come back. If you remember the closer like shut up and let me do it moment, But like those almost felt like miracle plays in a way, whereas 100 Thieves is just consistently finding angles. We are consistently willing to fight. And again, that comes with its throws, but that also means that we are going to have the ability to come back from deficits better than any other team in the league. And I said that going into the Cloud9 game as well, because guess what? The same thing happened. It was literally rinse and repeat. Sniper, solo kill on the Fudge. Quid, popping off again onto Leah, even getting a solo kill on Jojo Pune. But once again, there's a pick that we seem to struggle into, or at least in this case, Meech. Meech did not have a great game against Cloud9, at least in the early stages. He got hit with 2 different Bard ults with flash up, which ended up really hurting our team fights when we were in positions that were way ahead of where we would have been otherwise. But again, young, adapted, evolved, and somehow overcame. Now granted, this took a little bit of luck in the C9 game of Berserker chasing a pentakill, which otherwise they probably could have went down mid and ended. Talia might have been able to back and clear wave, but it would have been tough. Either way, I think they do end the game there. They made the greedy call to go there, chase the kill, which allowed us to eventually find a good team fight back into it, and then we just snowballed things back in our favor. So by all means, a little bit of a throwaway from C9, but at the same time, we had a lead and threw it away as well. So you can't really, if you're going to credit C9, you also have to credit us. And if you're going to discredit C9, you also have to discredit us. Either way, the C9 base race was like the first time that I've had like chills in a base race since the Afrika Freaks Invictus Gaming series. No, it was KT and Invictus Gaming, I think game 3. Either way, what this all means is that we had a 2-0 week in one of our arguably hardest weeks that we were going to have in the LCS, our first 2-0 week of the year. And afterwards, I got the chance to catch up with our jungler, River, and ask him how things are going.
Hello, good. And you?
Oh, I mean, fantastic after that one. Are you kidding me? I mean, that might have been stressful for you guys, and we nearly had a heart attack on the other side, but it was fun. Walk me through what was that roller coaster of a game like for you guys?
In early game, we just almost win, but we die like on enemy red. Varus just die and then lose the Baron, and then that time was like everyone a little bit tilted after lose the fight, and then keep losing the team fight, so it's hard to play. But after their int top dive, playovers. It was funny game.
It had everything. It had solo kill, mechanical checks. You had a pentakill on Zeri. You had a 10k gold deficit comeback for you guys. The top Reddit comment right now, which has me in tears, is that we all have Meech to thank for not using Flash on those 2 Bard ultimates early, which gave us this banger game.
Yeah, it's true.
I mean, I feel bad, but at the same time, at the end of the day, a win's a win. You guys are now second place in the LCS. You control your own destiny entirely with games up against FlyQuest and NRG upcoming.
Yeah.
Do you think you're getting the respect you deserve as a team? Or do you think you're still properly weighted in terms of community expectation?
Can you say like a little bit easier?
Oh yeah, sorry. Do you think you are getting the respect you deserve? Or is there still more to go?
I think we are still improving. So I'm happy to win, but I'm not happy like this score, like 6-3. So our scrim's really bad, like lose every games. But on stage, I don't know, like we win every game on stage, because main thing is Sniper is really different scrims and stage. He always solo killed on stage, but in scrims he always die, and like 14 minutes their top got just full tower. So we're still improving now.
Interesting. It's normally the opposite, where younger players are not as great on stage and phenomenal in scrims. What do you think drives that difference? For not even for Sniper, but for you, like what's the biggest difference between scrims and being on stage? Is it just being loose or?
I think streams is really doesn't matter. So, uh, in my opinion, I think sometimes play like bad matchup, like 1v1, 2v2. So sometimes I picked world champion 2 and quit always pick world champion. So that's why we are scrims going bad. But I think our rookies was really nervous and then cannot do like something like aggressive on stage. But coaches and then me always say like play aggressive. Lose is doesn't matter really. So yeah, that's why they are play aggressive and then yeah, we are same page now. So yeah, our rookies is good now.
Nice. Obviously, Meech and Sniper have never played a best of 5 on
Yeah.
stage. You've obviously played a few and you've gone to MSI and Worlds. What do you think is the most important thing that they need to learn going into best of 5s that you simply can't experience until you're there?
Yeah. I think when I play BO5 first, I lost game 1 and then like my mistakes. But I think when you go game 2, before game 2, you should like don't think it's my fault, my bad, or just new game. That's new game. So don't think too much like last game, and then yeah, still like play aggressive. It's good.
Okay. You have a 2-week break now until
Yeah,
you play again. Do you have any
yeah.
plans other than playing the game during that break?
Uh, we have 4 days off day during the 2 weeks.
Okay.
So we have 3 days of like tomorrow and tomorrow start. So we have 3 days off. I don't know what can I do. Maybe bring kid and go eat like Korean food,
There you go.
something. I'm not sure, but I don't know.
I mean, good though. I'm glad you guys are getting some time away from the game before, getting back into it. Final question I have for you is there any message that you want to get out to the 100 Thieves fans or people that might be looking at you guys now saying, man, these guys are fun to watch? Do I want to invest into them long term?
Yeah. Thank you for cheering us, fans. And then our games is always banger game. So, and then maybe fans is funny to watch our games too. So maybe keep doing this, like not lose but win. And then, yeah, thank you guys. Yeah,
Thank you so much. Enjoy your 3-day break. Happy Lunar New Year.
thank
And
you.
enjoy your time off.
Okay, thank you.
See ya. Bye.
See ya.
Originally, I planned on that River interview being the final piece of this video, that being the closing remarks as we head into a 2-week break where we're not going to see any LCS action next week. I'm not going to preview the games 2 weeks from now because it's way too early to do so, but Bwipo gave us something to talk about and a reason why I wanted to show that interview first. On the pros segment after the LCS on Sunday, Bwipo went in on a lot of people, and that also included Sniper, but it's not as bad as it sounds. He notably said that Sniper, quite frankly, is kind of dumb when it comes to League of Legends. That in scrims, he doesn't even level up the right abilities, that he runs it down, which aligns with what you just heard from River. And it's also something that I believe Jat pointed out that Jungle Juice said, or I think they might have said it on the dive, where he's noted that yes, Sniper is young. Sniper has some of the best hands in the league, as has been evident by his onstage games, but he's still has a very long way to go in terms of learning the game itself. And I'm happy that Bwipo said this because he also praised him whenever APA was throwing out some interesting comments in there as well. He said, hey, look, He's already at the level where he's able to turn it up on stage and show up on champions that he is comfortable on. That, yeah, he might be limit testing a little bit more in scrims, playing some champions that he's not comfortable on, but he notably doesn't pull them out on stage. He doesn't force himself into those picks. He plays things that he is okay with, clearly getting solo kills, and it's leading to good matches in topside. So while he might not have a brain right now, that's something that you can learn. You know what you can't learn? Mechanics, baseline skill at the game that clearly he's freaking cracked on. So while some people might take what Whippo was saying as an insult against Sniper, I think it's a level of respect. I watch that and I say, okay, Whippo sees a very bright future for Sniper, wants competition that he can go up against, and is giving him criticism that he can learn from, because Whippo wants to see him do good. Whippo wants competition and people around him to push him and push the league better. That's brotherly love right there that from Whippo, I respect the hell out of. It wasn't just, oh, you suck. It was tangible feedback and what he thinks Sniper needs to improve on to get to that level, while also paying respect to what he's already doing now. Additionally, all the pros on the desk agreed that 100 Thieves isn't great in scrims, but our willingness to play aggro, while it costs us sometimes in scrims, it clearly is working out on stage, because there's always this discrepancy between teams whenever they're scrimming and when they're playing on stage. And we are apparently one of the only teams that plays exactly the same, but it does work out more in our favor on stage because, as we already know, people tend to shell up a little bit more on stage. And if that aggression works, then great, we get early leads. Can also lead to us dying, as we saw this weekend, but it also allows you to turn it around. We are only a few wins away from securing a top 4 seed, a feat that none of us we are only a few wins away from securing a top 4 seed in the LCS going into spring playoffs, a feat that I don't think many of us saw coming. And I just want to make sure as I close this video out that we're all in check here. It is great that we are where we are. I'm excited. You should be too. But we need to keep even keel on all of this. It is best of ones, and we've heard rumors that we aren't doing great in scrims. That can flip on its head sometimes, and we can go on a loss streak, and all of a sudden the stage aggression doesn't work out. Point is, there's a lot of things that can happen between now and the end of the split, especially with 2 weeks in between the next time we will end up seeing them on stage. I don't want to see people's expectations change all that much. Again, the benchmark is where we set it at the beginning of the year, which is make playoffs and we're good. Anything from there is a bonus. Obviously, if we can do way better than that, it's an even better bonus. But just remember where expectations were at the beginning and keep that goalpost, because there are still going to be struggles that we will probably have in best of fives. But our coaching staff is doing one hell of a job early on. Quid's performing at MVP levels. Sniper's developing at a rate that we haven't seen in the LCS in God knows how long. So yes, be excited, but keep expectations tempered. You don't want to be very high octane, very like, we're going to win the league now. It's like, no, we play FlyQuest in 2 weeks. And just be ready. Still absolutely wild that we are second though. So with that, I'm going to turn this over to you guys. Next week, I'm going to be doing a fan episode of The Rendezvous where I'm going to be taking all of your questions, all of your takes via the YouTube comments here on Twitter. And I'm going to pick some of the best ones and just talk about that because, quite frankly, we have nothing else going on. So why not turn it all to you? And it doesn't just have to be League of Legends related. It can be anything 100 Thieves at all. Additionally, I am going to have a fun segment in there where I'm going to be giving Nadeshot a golf lesson, something that I think he desperately needs after watching a few of his videos online. And for those that don't know, I'm a PGA golf professional, so I technically am licensed to teach, even if it's inactive and I never officially declared it. Basically, it's just a matter of me working in the golf industry and paying the $600. But technicalities aside, yes, I teach golf. So I think I can be a benefit to him and serve some interest for the 100 Thieves fan base, and maybe even Courage might want a lesson too. But until then, thank you all for tuning in. I will catch you on the next episode, and let's go frickin' Thieves, baby. It's a great time to be a fan. Holy crap.